The Galaxy S22 Ultra is a device that is many things. It maintains and carries on the spirit of the canceled Note series, has become the flagship model in the S series, and is the first device to bring the full-on S Pen experience to the S series. There really is no doubt that this device is a powerhouse in terms of specs, but does it work for everybody? Well, that's the question we're going to try to answer here today. This device ranges from reasonably priced to pretty expensive. It starts out at $1,199.99 and can go all the way up to $1,599.99. It comes in 7 different colors and has 4 different storage options to choose from. This device is the tallest and widest of the 3 in the S22 series. This is a good thing for watching video, writing down notes, and viewing documents, to name a few things. It carries the same premium material build as its smaller siblings and generally feels good to hold with its rounded corners. These rounded corners definitely don't dig into your hands when giving the phone some grip like the S22 Plus and S22 do. The weight of the device is pretty balanced, especially being the heaviest of the trio. It's definitely a device you'll know you have with you, but also one that won't make you feel like you're carrying a small brick. One-handedness is questionable since it will depend on the length of your fingers. Even I have a hard time maneuvering the device if I don't have a specific case that provides friction like this clear case here. You could opt for software tricks to increase the maneuverability, but then that just adds an extra step. I wouldn't say any of this ruins the experience, but if you can get some hands-on time with it, it might be a good choice to do so, unless you've had a device that is similar in the past. The 4K AMOLED display on this device is top-notch. Sure, there are other devices out there that have really good displays, but I'm sure that the display on this device will be more than good enough for anybody, especially since Samsung provides options to tune it to your liking. If you're a previous S21 user that didn't buy the S Pen accessory, or an S series user in general, then the S Pen experience will most likely be completely new to you. This included accessory has some pretty serious productivity power behind it. Everything from jotting down a note, using one of the many air commands you see here, like Smart Select to fine-tune your screenshots, and air actions to control your phone without touching it are here. The S Pen just works, and that is a good thing. If you've never used one before, it can take some time to get used to, due to its form factor and how much actual space you'll have on the screen, but it's a tool I personally cannot do without, and I think newcomers will say the same thing once they start to see just how useful it can be. Even though 5G isn't at the end of the title, it's definitely on board, so you'll get the fastest 5G available if you can find the fastest 5G available. The camera quality is where the phone is supposed to give you your money's worth, and I can say that it doesn't disappoint. You have a 40 megapixel front shooter, and on the rear, in addition to the 3 times zoom you'd get on the other 2 devices in the series, you get a 10 times optical zoom and a 100 times digital zoom. I like to think of the S22 Ultra's camera set as a Swiss Army knife of sorts. Want to take some macro photos? Want to zoom in on something like a bird in a tree to get a better look? Want to see what the moon looks like up close, but don't have $1 billion to dish out on a Hubble telescope? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then the S22 Ultra answers you back with the capability of being able to do all of these things. The 5000 milliamp hour battery inside is pretty large, but don't let that fool you. Battery life in my experience has just been okay. You can definitely get through a normal day, but it doesn't have something like a full 24 hours or what one might expect it to have. I'm not saying it's bad, but just trying to set some potential expectations. After all, with high-end devices, it usually comes down to the bigger the battery, the more power hungry the parts inside of that device. To really summarize everything up, the S22 Ultra is a device that wears many hats. It's a direct response to fans of the Note series who are used to and desire the features that came with their Notes. It's a potentially new experience to Galaxy S users that have never tried a Note before, has one of the best displays on any smartphone on the market, and the S Pen will certainly be your best friend if you let it. It is unfortunate that it does take the place of what the older Ultra S series devices used to be, since not everybody desires to have a wide phone like this one. But if you are an S series user that can commit to learning how to maneuver this device, then it will more than make up for its size with the sheer amount of features it brings with it. Now, I do hope this review was helpful in helping you decide on whether this is the phone for you. But if you need more information, I do have an in-depth video comparing all three variants of the S22 series. And hopefully that will help you make an even more informed decision. With that being said, wherever you are in the world, have a good day, a good afternoon, a good evening, or a good night, and I will see you in the next video.